Yes, hello. I was wondering if you could play that song again.
Which one, man?
The one that goes...
And the boom.
What's up, everybody? This is another episode of Gayside Stories with Trilificent, all LGBT all the time around here. This week, I have a special guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself.
Hi, this is Brosninja. You know, some bit
Brosninja!
All right, cool love. All right, Koofy Foofy.
Not Koofy Foofy, no. I rebuke that one. I have enough nicknames. I do not need any additional, especially not one that sounds like a dog's name. No, thank you. But with that being said, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I feel honored very, very, very much.
Come on, Honors.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the School and Life segment. Now, the School and Life is one or maybe two things that helped you get through the past week. So this week, I'm going to say guess first.
Oh, gosh. Two things that helped me get through this past week?
One or two. It doesn't have to be two. One or two.
First, I would like to give all honor and thanks, praise, and glory to Mezcal. That's
okay.
It's like tequila, but smokier, you know. There's a little bit of a shot every now and then. And then...
smoky drink. Smoky.
A little bit of lime over some ice. I feel like, what's her name? Kiki. Is that Kiki Palmer? No, it's not Kiki Palmer. And she's like, Hennessy on ice. Very special.
Oh, you're talking about K. Michelle?
K. Michelle, there we go. I'm so sorry. K. Michelle, yes.
With them shaky gums, yeah.
Yes,
Indeed.
I had to have my little smoky drink and I guess my fiance. My fiance, he's here in the other room somewhere, but he's helped me get through this past week.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing. Oh. Or whatever.
I had to give my boo a little shout out. He's waving at me. Hey.
Hey, boo. I'm waving virtually.
Yes.
All right. So, my School and Life this week is the iPhone X.
Uh-oh.
And it is not going to be what you think.
What they had grinder.
I got played to the left. So, this is what happened.
Okay.
I was looking forward to getting my phone on the 3rd, which is this past Friday. Mm-hmm. When I ordered the phone, I flew through the order process. Everything said you will get your device on the 3rd with regular shipping.
Okay.
Then we fast forward to last Wednesday, and all of a sudden my shipping has slipped by 2 to 3 weeks.
Ooh, no. Who, what?
Damn.
So, needless to say, I was unamused. And to add insult to injury, one of my good friends had issues pre-ordering through Sprint, which a lot of people did. When I got on Twitter that morning, people were lighting Sprint the hell up.
As they should. Sprint is, look, I've been with Sprint for years,
We don't-
and only because of the price point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's it. Okay, go ahead.
So he ended up having to call Sprint later that morning to be able to pre-order. But he pre-ordered that Friday morning and got a shipping update, like a shipping label update on that Sunday. Like they had already labeled his stuff. Mm-hmm. He got his phone Friday. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here looking like Boo-Boo the goddamn fool with no phone. I got a raggedy ass weak ETA. Now, it's still supposed to get here this month. And this is one of those things where I was disappointed, but I wasn't surprised because, you know what? We're going to get into that. I'm just going to say this. Patience is a virtue. And what I was about to say is going to take us into the next segment, the Come Quick segment.
I'm gonna come, sir.
Oh, yeah.
So, keeping on what the vein I was on, this goes to Apple.
Okay.
First and foremost, iOS 11 and watchOS 4 and this iPhone X rollout has been a shitty booty mess, all right? I'm talking Taco Bell porta potty at a construction site mess. It has been a mess. I don't know what the fuck is going on at Apple. I've never seen it be so disjointed.
Were you told by Apple Care?
You know, I was not told by Apple Care, but close fucking enough. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So with iOS 11, or for me specifically with watchOS 4, my battery life on my watch has been shitty. Like, it's barely been lasting the whole workday. And it wasn't until I updated the OS that it started doing that. Mm-hmm. And then iOS 11, I've seen a lot of people complaining about the battery life. I don't know. I'm always battery conscious, so I can never really tell if an upgrade or an update is messing with my battery life.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't
Then
do products. It's okay.
This new thing with the letter I issue, I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. Listen, Apple, Tim Cook, sis, get it the fuck together, all right? At this point, I really feel like Apple needs some new direction. Like, I know Tim Cook is on our proverbial team, but it's just not realistic. It's just not working.
You know, when gays
I would like
money,
for him
they like to play with your money.
Right. But the thing is, it wasn't like that really until he took over. But, you know, some of the articles that I've read are talked about how, you know, Steve Jobs had vision and Tim Cook is more business minded. And it shows because y'all just rolling anything the fuck out. It's a shitty mess. Right. I would like for him to step down and for them to go in another direction. But whatever. Now, I'm going to punctuate that by saying this. I am not a quote-unquote Apple fanboy. I am invested in the ecosystem, but that will not stop me from dragging Apple to the edge of this flat-ass earth. Right. Shout out to B.O.B. with his dumb ass. But I have no interest in switching. Let me complain about the things that I spend my hard-earned pennies on in peace. Thank you so much. And I'm not about to argue or even have a discussion about which phone is better because I don't give a damn. Use whatever your pockets and thumbs will allow. Have at it. Have a nice day and all of that good stuff. Moving on, the second thing in the come quick, I did another Twitter poll.
Okay.
Shocking, I know. So this poll, I asked, would you watch 2 or more of your followers have sex if they offered? And the answers were hell yes, hell to the nah, or depends on who it is. So, yes. Surprising to probably no one, 54% of y'all said hell to the yeah.
You bitches are nasty.
Why? No, hold on. Now, let me know.
2% said hell to the nah. And 44% said depends on who it is. So that means a whole heap of y'all that took this survey.
A whole heap?
Would watch some of your followers have sex. Some of you might be a little bit picky about who it is, but a lot of y'all like, listen, I'm in there like swimwear.
I believe I'm part of the 54% in that. Yes, I am.
Yeah, me too. It is what it is, you know. I like to watch. I like to put the peepers to it. So that wasn't surprising to me. So that actually is a good segue into the main topic for this week. What up, Poppy? So, disclaimer. This part of this show is probably going to get a little... I wouldn't say necessarily nasty, but explicit. There's going to be some explicit gay sex explained. If that is not your ministry, feel free to fast forward or catch me on another week. But we're going to talk about it, all right?
Mr. Nasty Time. Mr. Nasty Time.
Nasty Time. So, we're not going to get too deep in it. We're going to start at the beginning of the nasty time. No pun intended. So I want to talk about foreplay and that realm. So my first question to you would be, what do you consider or what constitutes as foreplay to you?
Oh, well, I'm a Taurus. I'm ruled by passion and touch and intimacy and being physical. So for me, foreplay runs the whole gamut from the moment you start kissing and making out, as people call it, and undressing to, all the way up until something goes inside somewhere. Like there's a big spectrum that foreplay for me falls into. But yeah,
Okay.
anything
Okay.
that really takes you up to that carnal moment where you just can't resist each other.
Come on, caramel.
That caramel corn moment, that caramel. Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
Um,
like what I mean. You tell me what on your end. What do you think? What would
I would agree. I think
okay,
that it does run a full spectrum. I also would add that foreplay could be something non-physical or non-sexual.
okay,
It just depends on you, how you're wired, and your relationship and who you're with.
right,
I don't know if I would necessarily call many things outside of physical touch of some nature foreplay, but I would say that maybe
for
things
me,
leading up to it. So if,
okay.
for
So what about
example,
like
if you're
fruit, toys?
no, that's physical stuff.
Okay.
I'm talking about an ex- a situation where you're at work and y'all are texting all day about what's going down when you get home.
Oh,
You
what
know what I
I'm
mean?
going to do to
Things that
you.
are revving the engine, so to speak.
Okay, that can get you in trouble though. I don't want to be in at work or in class. I'm in school right now, so I can't get a text message from my boo boo saying I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z to you. You know what? Because then if I have to like get up, if class ends, if I have to go collect the paper, um,
Okay, so it's whatever works in your situation. I was just using
right.
that as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I
So that would lead me to my next question, and that is, in gay world, can quote unquote hooking up be considered as strictly foreplay? Sorry. Or first, before I say that, what's your definition of hooking up? Because I could be off.
um for me, if and when I did hook up, yes, baby, I used to hook up. It was a long time ago. I'm so sorry. Um,
Where you think he learned? Where you think he learned them tricks that you like?
yeah. Oh, no. I believe that he learned them from a book. That's what I
Okay.
choose. Yeah, yeah. We don't think about
Sure,
that.
Jan.
um, to hook up like foreplay for me, that's I will first get to the definition of a hookup. Would
Right.
is it could be anything when you do get together with someone who is a very casual basis. I may or may not know your first name or last name at the end of everything, but we get together to meet some needs. But a hookup to me could be anything from, just getting off together, mutual masturbation, whatever, all the way up until some you do physically have intercourse with a person.
So is that
Uh,
including intercourse or not?
it does or does not have to include intercourse for me to consider it a hookup.
Okay. So for me, if I say I hooked up with someone and it's a safe bet that we went all everything but penetration.
In the booty hole.
If there was cornholing involved, then I'm just gonna say we fucked.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say I hooked up with such and such. I'll be like I fucked such and
Okay.
such. If I
So it's
say I hooked up with such and such, then no holes were explored. At least not the back one.
right. So I
The
mean, it
one at the
just depends
front,
on the
yes.
person. Yeah,
It
it
depends
depends
on
on
the
the person.
person. So the reason why I asked that is because I'm wondering if you would call a hookup strictly foreplay, but since your definition is a little bit broader, like if I say hooking up, to me that's just doing foreplay with someone because I don't consider penetration as hooking up. I would
Okay.
call it something else. So, with
Yeah.
that being said, we're gonna slide
Slide
a
into
little bit further.
hey,
So,
make
I
sure to
want to
leave it
talk.
up.
I have this separated by two subcategories. So, I want to talk about intimacy first.
Okay.
So, my question is, what intimate, non-sexual acts do you consider to be foreplay, if any? I know you said it
Um,
runs a spectrum, but I'm curious if there are maybe some non-sexual things that you would include in the spectrum.
I I guess I can't say that foreplay wholly includes physical touch for me because foreplay could also be, you know, someone giving you a little peep show when they're in their underwear, being cute, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, very, very much verbal talk, but I would say in-person verbal talk could be foreplay.
Okay.
I don't want to say verbal talk, that's redundant, but like nasty talk. Say not just, oh, I'm gonna do this to you, but you know, can't wait for me to, you know, run you all this dick. Just
Oh, that's real classy.
it's. I mean, it doesn't have to be
Very
foreplay.
sexy.
It doesn't have to be classy. Or you say, I can't wait to feel you inside of me, and blah blah blah, X Y Z.
Oh my
That,
gosh.
and
You
then
people that have sex are so ugh. Oh my god. I can't wait to feel you in me. I want to feel it pulsing inside of me.
yeah.
Gross.
How is that
Yeah.
gross? I mean, if you set me up to want it and crave it without even touching me, I would consider that foreplay. And then just, you know, a little nibble on the ear, kiss on the neck.
Okay, now you done moved to the physical.
See, yeah, yeah, you know,
Well, I guess that depends on what you consider non-sexual as far as physical. For me, I would say doing things together that maybe that I enjoy a lot could be foreplay
so like eating
because
ice cream together or like,
first of all, who the hell said that eating ice cream was one of the things that I really like? All right, you tried that. Pick yourself up and dust it the fuck off again. You tried the fuck out of that.
I
Just
was
because
just,
I'm a chubby boy, means I'm sitting around with buckets of Bluebell all over the fucking place.
but I mean, like, hey, people into different things. You could tell me I like when he puts a certain sauce on my ribs and feed it to me. Like
No, I
that is
don't like to be
that
fed.
is chubby.
I don't like that.
I would
I'm not
appreciate.
into the whole chubby thing, like
I
the
don't want to be
feed.
chubby. Yeah, but
I don't like the feeding thing.
okay,
So
but it could be
that's
foreplay to me if he slathers my ribs while I'm trying to eat them. Like,
you didn't say that when I asked you the question though.
I just
Did
thought
you?
about it. You got me thinking about food, so
Hmm. I was going to say that I know some people consider, cooking for their whoever, or I guess I don't. I mean, I guess if you just like the person enough, or you like the way they cook when
right.
they cook for you, that could be. But I can definitely see, because cooking can be an intimate process.
But I mean, cooking
I can
what?
see
Like,
how
what are some
someone.
foods that?
It
What are
doesn't have
some
to be a
foods that?
specific food. It's just the person.
Okay.
I'm just going off of things that I've gleaned. It's not for me because I fucking hate cooking. Don't ever ask me to cook. I fucking hate it. I don't know how because I hate it. Or maybe I hate it because I don't know how. Whatever the case may be, don't ever ask me to cook. Like if you one of them dudes that's like, I want, my dude gotta cook for me like my grandma soul food and shit, have my arm needing to be cut off. That's the kind of shit I like. I am not the nigga for you because let me tell you something.
Because you
The
got
only thing I burn is candles. I do not burn in the kitchen. That is not my ministry. That is not one of my gifts. Now,
okay.
I am adept at Uber Eats. I will make sure that you are fed, but I am not going to be the one cooking.
Okay.
Not, at least
So,
not if you expecting some elaborate meal. But I was just using that as an example. I've seen that in like romantic comedies and stuff like that.
but you can't trust what they do in those movies. I mean, like,
I'm
I'm
just
gonna
using it
cook
as
for
an
him.
example.
I'm gonna cook for him, and he's gonna want to take me on this stove. It's like, for me, I cook 5 to 7 days a week. Like,
Fuck that.
I just cook. So for me, when I'm cooking a
And
meal,
you ain't
like
got no kids either. Oh, fuck
no,
that.
it could be cute. I could be in the kitchen and cook, and then it just gets hot, and I'm worried about shit burning, and I got rice going, and the oven's on, and if you come and touch me while I'm trying to check on my roast, like if I miss that window, then I'm gonna cut you. And so don't try to fuck with me like that when I'm in the kitchen. So
Okay, so suffice it to say, cooking is not foreplay to you.
no, no.
Not
I
saying it
mean,
has to be. I'm just using that as an example of something non-sexual that
right.
could be considered foreplay.
Okay.
I think doing intimate things together, in quiet spaces can be considered foreplay.
Right.
It really is a spectrum. It just depends on
Hmm.
the dynamic you have with the person. I don't think that you necessarily can get that intimate type of foreplay with a hookup. I mean, you could
Um,
maybe with someone that you've hooked up with multiple times where you've built a rapport. But if it's just a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, I don't really see it. I mean,
now
but
it depends on
you could be
it
built
depends
differently.
on
I
what's
don't know.
yeah, it could be like the level of intimacy that you're describing foreplay on. I get that. There's if you're just hooking up with somebody, there's no expectation of that level of intimacy because number one, you don't want to get to know them like that more than likely, and number two, it's
Unless
pretty
it's
much
good,
yeah,
So sometimes you have to reserve on whether or not you like them for after. Because if it was
right.
good, then you'd be like, okay, I kind of fuck with you.
But
But if
then
it
that
was terrible, then you like, get the fuck out of my house.
but that's safe that but that all makes the second time. If it's someone you don't know if you're gonna get along with them when they show up at your door, if you host, if you don't host when you show up at their door, but
Listen, whichever you do, be safe.
right, you know,
All right.
hey, prep and a
Check
condom,
out
prep
the
and a
last
condom.
episode from last week of Here for a Part that had tips on being safe using these apps. Because listen, it's crazy out here. But we are
Hmm.
way off topic.
But
So
it's a there. I feel like there can be an intimacy with someone that whom you've just met because if you have that physical chemistry with them and you actually get to know them, strike up a conversation before pants start coming off and everything, you may figure out that some of the lightly physical things that have nothing to do with intercourse could be turn-ons for both of you. And you could have a very passionate hookup with that person and have foreplay and, be cute. And you may or may not see them again, but at least you know that you have that connection with that person.
maybe. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we fell down a rabbit hole a little bit on that one. Um, so let's wrap up this part with this.
Okay.
What is an absolute turn on for you?
Uh,
What gets you from 0 to 100 in under 6 seconds?
oh gosh. I would say me being told how much they want it.
Big
And
for it, baby.
yeah, no, not cute like that. No, 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 no. Just,
I
just
wasn't.
like
I
I need
wasn't
it.
trying to do it.
And you drop down an octave, be like, I need it. Like, yeah.
Oh God! Why you sound like Hexes from Fern Gully?
No, you can't make me laugh like that right now. It's oh, ooh, yeah, no. I need it.
Okay, so
Um,
being
or like
told how
passionate
much they
kissing.
want it. Okay.
Yeah, passionate kissing, and a nice little being. Actually, truth be told, being looked directly in my eyes. Like,
Okay.
if you look at me directly in my eyes, and I can really just see who you are without like giving me a crazy eye or anything like that. Just a genuine stare down that feels physically connective. That can
Okay.
do it for me. Yeah. How
I'm
about
so
you?
proud of myself because when you said look me in my eyes, I was about to start singing Bone Thugs and Harmony, but I resisted and I won. But just know I was about to break out in some Bone Thugs and Harmony.
The warriors, warriors, warriors.
No, not that song. So, what's an absolute turn on for me? Um, not forcefulness, but directness, I think,
okay.
is a turn on for me.
So like commands?
Cutting out the no, not necessarily demands, but just knowing what you want or taking charge and making stuff happen is a turn on for me.
Okay.
A specific example, because sometimes, other times when I've back in my hooking up days when I was a different kind of young warthog, I would have guys come to my apartment because I've told the story about the terrible time the last time I went to somebody else's place, and I was like, you know what? At least if they come to my house, I have knives, I have weapons. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. So I had this guy come over, and we have been talking back and forth. Like, it's very seldom that as soon as we start messaging, somebody is at somebody's door. Never say never, but it's seldom that has happened. So he comes over after we've been talking a while. He comes in, and I'm like, okay, this is my place. Watch out for the trash can right there. Watch out for the cat. I'm like, here's the living room. And he just grabbed my hand and was like, no. And we just got it popping. Okay. So I can appreciate a little directness, especially if I'm kind of all over the place, which happens sometimes. Cut through the bullshit and be like, listen. Or don't say listen, just grab me and let's go. So that's definitely a turn on.
Beyonce song stuck in my head right now. Just first you gotta listen.
Because King B.
Sit that ass on you.
I'm so mad she said back in the video. Like, girl, what? What does that even mean? Let me sit this back on you. That sounds horrible.
Right? You want me to lay across your chest awful. Like on my back? No. Ass.
Anyway, so we're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about oral.
Slop on my knob, like corn on the cob.
So, what's good head to you, quote unquote? Like, what was your best experience like, and what factors would you consider when you say, okay, this was good head?
Oh, goodness. Boo Boo, go back in the room. You can't hear this conversation.
Oh, God.
He's making a drink. Let me talk about...
Okay, come through drinks.
Yes, he's making a cocktail. Is he making me one? Doesn't look like it. I'm just...
Fair.
Come
on, giggle. Oh, y'all in love. Oh.
So,
he over there yucking it up, too. Come
on. Good head. Actually.
Oh, you're talking about that.
Yeah. Look at it. He's so shy. He's good at it, but he gets real shy. He closed the door and everything.
Oh, wow. Don't talk about me. Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about. He's good at it too. Just suck on the dick. Just good head.
Okay, so what makes it good?
Let me bring it back. Number one, when they know what they're doing, like, and you can just say, what does that mean when they know what you're doing? But every male I know that is not into the a little bit of the masochistic part of it, I don't know, is no teeth. Please do not scrape it with your teeth.
Listen, let me tell you something. You girls and boys that like having your dick bitten, that is super cute for you.
No.
Keep it away from me. I don't want to bite no dick, and I damn sure don't want my dick bitten, all right?
Don't
we are not for each other.
No, it's not bubble gum. Like, don't.
Listen, I was in another rabbit hole and was watching a porn, and they was biting the dick and slapping the dick, and I was just thinking to myself, do you hate this person? Like, are you planning on killing him after? Because this cannot be pleasurable. But then I have to remember, people are wired differently. I don't know what kind of paycheck would have you in a movie getting your dick bit. And you know what? I don't want to. That's not my world.
No. Mm-mm.
I missed the ferry to that continent. I'm good over
To
here.
dick bite world, just yeah, chew
So,
on my dick. Like what the fuck? No, just
yeah.
please,
No.
please. Number one, know how to suck it. Like
Mm-hmm.
use not just your lips and get it to the back of your tongue. Actually, act like you're enjoying the shit, and you know, all of us.
Back
If
of
you
the tongue. Ooh,
don't
that's
try to
lofty.
use it like a dum dum pop. Like most people, if you enjoy to blow pop or something like that, then you know how to suck it. And people fuck around and they do this weird thing. I've seen it back in my porn watching days. I would see this thing where even people with the most full juicy lips would do this thing where they kind of crease their lips inward and make this old person face and just bob on the dick with this old person face and like ooh.
I know what you're talking.
And it's like what the
Yes,
fuck,
I know
is
what
that?
technique you're referring to. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm like
Not old people face though.
it just make this face. It's like damn, where did your lips go? You had these full nice voluptuous lips 30 seconds ago, then all of a sudden you're just like you bit something sour, and they purse their lips and they suck the dick like that. I'm like, what are you doing? That doesn't look pleasant for anybody. And
I mean, it depends on the person.
it depends. I mean, true, it depends on the person, but it's like, you know, put your lips out like you're blowing on soup or hot tea, and then inhale like wrap your lips around it. Even for our brothers with thin lips to no lips, just like
Do your best.
do your best. Yes,
Do your best,
good
sweetie.
luck, but don't
Yes.
just act like it's a fucking warhead. Just like, ooh, this is too sour. I can't put this dick in my mouth. Now,
Oh, girl.
granted, there are some people that number one, wash yourselves, especially for my uncut people over there. Make sure you clean under the hood. Because
No,
you don't
that
want
should go without saying. I've talked about that on this show before. For you, I don't like no uncut dick people, whatever. But for my hooded brethren, I should not have to tell you to give that thing a proper rinse. Not even a hashtag good rinse, a
No.
proper rinse. Don't be out here filthy. Unless you
No.
come across somebody who likes that kind of stuff. And again, keep that away from me.
No,
But
thank
cute
you.
for
I
y'all.
don't like cheese on
Keep
my
that away from
like
me.
that. Just like
Oh no,
watch,
like I said,
watch.
I've come across whole profiles where they like, I like cheese on my hot dog, and I say, you know
Little
what? I am not
segment.
going to the carnival today.
No.
So, okay, bringing it back.
Yes, bring it back.
What makes it good for you? Knowing what they're doing,
Everyone
hitting the
doing.
back of the throat.
Take care of the head. Like
Mm-hmm.
lick it, suck on it, treat it like it's delicious. Like
Treat it like it's precious.
no, see now I got going back to thin lips. You got me thinking of Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
That is not where I was going with that.
My
Wow, I
precious,
went
my
Lil
precious,
Kim and you said Gollum. That is terrible.
my precious. I don't know.
I don't know. Depending on when you catch Lil Kim, she might be Gollum. I don't know. Anyway,
Give it a few years.
okay. So for me,
Okay.
okay. So wait a minute. To wrap it up, explain what one of your best experiences was like.
I mean, I could not to embarrass my boo boo, but one day we were just in the shower and
He
he's
closed the
like,
door.
"Hey,
It's
let me-"
fine.
Yeah, it's back open. He's listening. It's okay.
Oh,
You just kind of dropped down. Got his eagle on. Grabbed it and was like, "I'm taking care of this right now." And you know, he made sure like number one, it was clean. It was washed. I am hooded, so make sure that it was nice and clean. And he like went to town on it and just was sucking it down, bringing it back in, and well, okay. I felt my eye, and just felt one eye roll up to the back of my head because I was trying to focus. I didn't want to fall in the shower. It was soapy and wet.
not one eye.
No, just one eye. I
Sure,
had to keep the other.
you got no medical issues.
And
Careful with that kind of stuff. You sure you all right? One eye. Oof.
But it was, and also a little bit of forcefulness with it. Like, don't act scared of
Okay.
it. I used to, like, little Kim, I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit. Like, don't be scared to suck that dick because, especially,
That
if you're doing it wrong, a good man will give you some direction, and then it's all about listening to what he wants. And if you're doing it right, he will shut the fuck up and let you keep doing your thing.
wait. So what does a bad man do?
Someone who's people who are usually terrible at sucking dick, they'll just keep sucking it the way they want, despite what you say, or they can't read your body
See,
language.
that's how you get hemmed up. That's how you get hemmed up.
They're just like if I mean, there's body language.
I get what you're saying.
When you get your dick sucked really good, you don't like slightly move away from the person with your hips, or you don't keep trying to push their head a certain direction or give them directions.
Or
Like
you don't keep going.
yeah, no, it's like no.
Listen, you giving head and they like, but they making a face and it's not a pleasurable one.
No.
You might want to change tactics.
Right, but some people think
Plan
that
B.
they're God's gift to the dick, but it just keeps sucking it like. I'm like, listen.
In my experience, if they go that is not a good thing. That means you are failing your mission.
Right.
You need to regroup. Try again.
Pick yourself up and
Or do something different. I don't know, hop on it or whatever it is y'all have planned.
Right.
Okay. So for me, what makes it good is the right amount of suction,
Yes.
because you are sucking. You're not just, I mean, switch it up, technique, all that stuff. If you have a written itinerary of how you suck dick in your head and you move through your different techniques, cool. But at some point, there needs to be some actual suction.
Right.
All right? I'm talking Hoover.
Yes. Yes. I mean,
You know,
it's so
I'm not
funny.
talking about your grandma's old vacuum, that heavy ass metal vacuum. I'm talking about something brand new and fresh.
Yes,
Nice suction. And the other thing is wetness. You know, like
Yeah.
if it's not wet enough, we can get through it. But in my experience, the best times have been when the dude was able to keep that mouth high the fuck drated.
Okay.
And
You
it
don't
just
want-
translated
you don't
very,
want
very
mouth
well.
on your dick. That's
No,
weird.
you don't want dry mouth. You
Don't
know
let
what I
an
mean?
ashy
Like if
person suck your dick. Don't let someone with dry lips suck
my
your
God.
Don't let someone with dry lips suck your dick. Just no.
and then, yeah, my best experience was along those lines, like just very like so wet that it's one of those like you can hear them swallowing on the uptake
Yeah.
because their mouth is so wet.
Now, can I interrupt? Can I ask you for some
Mm-hmm.
of our some of the dirtier listeners to your show? How do you feel?
Dirty.
How do you feel? How do you feel about people spitting on it?
That is one of the few areas where I'm okay with spit.
Okay.
I'm okay with spit. Now, if you hawking loogies, motherfucker, you might catch an uppercut. All right, let's not get crazy, okay?
Just a nice little.
But
That's it. Just,
a little spitty spit and a little hand motion to wipe it in,
Yeah.
or direct to the mouth, that's cool. Mm-hmm. All right? But if you got the phlegm in the back of your throat and you hawking it, that's a good way to get put through a wall. I'm just saying. It's nasty and disrespectful, all right?
so
We already towing the line with the spit. Don't have the dick sucking experience be no goddamn Mucinex commercial, okay? That's all I'm saying.
people talk about what about just thinking of those sound effects in my mind. What about deep throat? Like when people just like just,
No, that's not deep throating. That's gagging. We have to distinguish
True.
because deep throating is a good thing.
Right.
Gagging is not.
you
Those
don't
are
want
two
people to
different
gag on
things.
it.
No, I mean, you know, I'm team schmedium anyway, so it's not like anybody gagging on me.
Oh.
However, I'm not saying I've had complaints. I'm just saying. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't need to be saying that. Okay, so we talked about receiving. So what about giving? Well, you have tips for giving good head.
Oh, when you suck a nice dick. Uh,
God, that sounds so prisony when you say it like that.
Suck on your dick.
Very, very Fleece Jones.
Here for the booty.
It's Fleece if he's moved on from salad.
No,
Fleece moved on from the salad. He's like, give me the hot dog. I'm at the cookout.
I went from a booty warrior to a dick champion. Just
Let me not ever run into that nigga or anybody like him. Heaven forbid. Jeez. Okay, back on topic. Tips for giving good head.
number one, like you said, a good hand motion while sucking the dick. You say if your receiving partner is built in a way where you can put your hand and mouth on the same time.
Okay.
I've enjoyed sex because if you put the hand like around the base of the dick and then suck the rest of it, like some people aren't built for that. Some people are only built for the mouth.
Okay.
So,
okay.
like you said,
Shout out to everybody. I don't know. Okay.
The undersmediums, I guess. It's just like if I put my hand on it, it's just like a little lollipop. Like no.
Hey, there's a lot of people out there that prefer a lollipop.
True.
More power to everyone. That's all I'm saying. Okay, what else?
What about the big stick? A lollipop versus a big stick. Just
listen.
Take care of the balls if they're washed, if they're clean. And
or if they're not, and that's your thing. I mean,
no shaming.
No shame. It's not my ministry, but go get it how you live. That's what I say. Whatever floats your boat and find your damn lost remote.
And also, like, I noticed the shaft gets ignored a lot. Mm-hmm. And for some people, you have to figure out where their zone is. Some people are all, head and glands, that whole area. That's where their erogenous zone is. But some people, like, you give that shaft a good lick and put your mouth around that middle part of it and give that a good suction. That'll do it for them. It's about knowing how your partner feels about it and responding to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say, to reiterate something that you said, if your partner is giving you cues and hints or telling you exactly how they like it, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Don't go into a situation. This is my personal motto. Is I don't go into a sexual situation thinking I know it all or I'm going to turn this nigga out because I can do X, Y, Z. I like to feel the person out and say, okay, what works for him?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my first bit of advice for giving good head is to, if they're giving cues. Now, if you're the type of person that, some kind of way you got that magic and they can swirl the contents of your stomach with their dick and you don't gag and you can recite poetry while the dick down your throat and you don't need no motherfucking cues, shout out to you.
Yeah.
However, if you with somebody and they like their dick sucked a certain way, they like the suction, they like for you to do a crank motion with your hand, whatever they like,
grapefruit,
I'm saying,
I don't know.
No, listen, because I just watched Girls Trip the other day, like Friday, 2 days ago. I know it was acting, but the way Kofi was screaming when that grapefruit juice got in his pee-pee hole. Listen, I know that is some painful shit because can you imagine grapefruit juice, my nigga? And I don't even like grapefruit.
No.
Grapefruit smells disgusting to me.
There's all that acid.
And it tastes worse.
No.
Right. So acid in your slit is not good.
No. Keep it out your pee-pee hole.
But definitely take cues. Definitely make sure that there's enough moisture for whatever you're trying to do. Especially if you're trying to throw some hand motions in there. If it's dry, no. Okay.
And
if there is too much friction when you trying to do your hand motions, that means you are failing. You are getting an F.
Some edible lube,
and the F is not for fellatio. All right. If you're gonna be doing all them tips and tricks and hand flick of the wrists, make sure that it is well
Flick of the wrists.
lubricated. That's all I'm saying.
Flick of the wrists.
And have fun. Like, if you're not enjoying
Oh,
it, then
that
it's
is-
more than likely not going to come across in your performance.
That is definitely, that should be rule number one. Is that
If you don't want to suck no dick at that time,
no.
then don't find something else. Or
Because you can tell in someone's
I mean, I don't know.
if they're really enjoying sucking dick, they might not even be that great at sucking dick, but it'll feel really good. Because
well,
they'll
in my
use-
experience, if they enjoy it, then they're good at it. But that's just my personal experience. All right.
There's some people that get very eager about sucking a dick, and it's like, you don't listen. You just get really excited about
Yeah.
sucking it, and you don't listen.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
if
You know,
they-
those are the type of people that have been told that they got skills and they can make a nigga bust in the back of his mama Buick in 10 minutes or less, and they're not very good at taking direction. But what I'm saying is, you have to pay attention to the body language and the cues.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so let's shift gears. So now we've talked about putting that dick all up in your goddamn mouth,
Thok.
in the throat. So now we are going to talk about the backside. So we're going to talk about what the white boys call rimming.
Oh yeah.
For everyone else, we call that eating booty, eating ass, or as I like to call it, ass snacking. First things first. Do you like to give
Yes.
or receive?
Yes.
Yes, on both ac- okay. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Indeed. So, full disclosure. Well, maybe not full. Most disclosure. Is that a term? No, it's not. Anyway,
Partial. Partial. I don't know.
partial. I have not had that many experiences giving.
Oh.
Again, because either it just didn't happen because it went from one thing to another, and then before I could even think about doing it, we were doing something else.
Okay.
Use your imagination.
With
The
booty hole. Something else with a booty hole.
few times that I have done it, it was cool.
Okay.
You know, definitely something that I could probably use some practice. But again, I don't want nobody in my house, so
Yeah.
that obviously means I don't want nobody on my tongue either. But receiving now, listen.
I love the little your voice, just a little soft touch of it.
Listen
Yeah.
and listen well, because you come across a nigga that knows how to eat ass. I mean, eat ass. You will be on cloud 74. Fuck cloud 9.
Just
You will be at the top of the cumulus. You will be on top of the world. No brandy, no damn mace. Because so anyway, okay.
how Pablo say, make your eyes roll back, have your toes curl.
Oh,
Yeah.
listen, toes curl. Listen. Whew. I had one dude that was so good. I was like, I felt my internal organs curling. Everything was curling. I was like, oh, my pancreas. Oh, oh, Lord.
You feel it. You
Baby.
feel it in your appendix. Just right.
You listen. You feel it in the pit of your stomach.
Right.
I can't describe it.
It'll touch
When
it.
someone
you can touch
knows what they're
somebody's
doing
soul,
back
yes.
there.
That's very true.
Yes, your soul gets touched.
You can feel the tip of their tongue at the bottom of your soul.
Listen, you feel invincible. You feel like you just got some motherfucking mutant powers. That shit is amazing.
It will make you feel like Sia's voice. Just I don't know, titanium swing from a
I'm not
chandelier.
sure how to interpret that
I-
because some people don't like her voice.
Fucking.
I love
I
Sia's
love
voice.
Sia's voice. Sia's voice
So-
is kind of like when you think about a joyful noise and a white woman making a joyful noise. That's what I think about is Sia. Just her.
That could go left very easily. So we're going to switch
Or
gears.
Beyonce at Love on Top when she does all the
Yes.
modulations when she goes 4 or 5 key changes. Yes,
For me, it would be Beyonce doing 1+1 live,
Okay.
not the recorded version, the live versions. Especially when she starts going off at the end, I'd be like, "This is worship."
Yes.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
Booty eating ass.
Booty eating. Okay, so let's start with giving. So, what are your tips for proper
Eating ass.
booty lickage?
Rule number one. Out of any rule number one, inspect it and make sure it's clean.
Inspect it. Look, you got to go gadget booty inspection. Okay,
Unless that's
you
your thing.
cannot be out here slipping.
Unless that is your thing. Listen, can I share with you a story?
I try very, very hard not to judge.
Can I share with you a story?
But when it comes to feces,
no.
I just don't know. Okay, go ahead. Share your story.
I was on a date with somebody and we got carried away. We were drunk and I let that person sit on my face and I ended up in the hospital with something. I had a fever of 104 for 5 days straight. I felt like I was high all the time, but not in a good way.
What the fuck?
They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. They ran 4 blood tests on me and still couldn't figure it out until a week later. And they were like, "Oh yeah, or you should have gone to the ER." Like,
what the fuck? Was he trying to take you out? Like,
no, it was just.
Did you have a hit on you or something?
It was in a moment of passion. I let somebody sit on my face.
I'm saying, but this person, like, what the fuck do you? You know what? I don't want to know.
No. But you got to
let me say my prayers and thank yous that I have in my few booty eating experiences that they have not landed me in the fucking ER or with a damn fever.
And you would think it would stop me from doing it, but no.
No, I would not think it would stop you from doing it, just knowing you. But
you can't let one bad experience define it all. You can't,
but what you can do is deliver the motherfucking faith. Bitch, if I have a fever for 5 days after you sat on my face, I'm sitting a piano on your face. Like, what the fuck? What kind of shit is that? Apropos? Okay, so rule number one, visual and
smell it.
And yeah, smell. I was gonna say smell and taste, but don't taste. No. It's not the read. Don't taste. Don't smell and taste. Smell and see.
Smell and see.
Before you taste.
Yes.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you so far.
So when I usually do it, it is either in or just after a shower, because I've had the opportunity to wash it myself, wash it for you, or watch you wash it.
Hashtag a good rinse. I keep telling you motherfuckers, rinse that motherfucking monkey the hell out properly. All right? If you don't know how to do it or you out here bullshitting, it's tutorials on YouTube. It's motherfuckers that go through the whole process, 30, 40-minute videos. There's no excuse. Again, unless you're into that, there are some girls out there that are into that. There's some boys out there that are into that. That is not my ministry.
You know, you like it.
But unless that is established up front, you need to be giving that thing a good rinse. Yes. All right?
Rinse it.
Okay, so you like to first visual inspection to make sure you don't have no
crumbs,
no Dakota Fishburne or whatever her name was, Montana Fishburne. Okay, I'm with you. One of them white ass states. I know that's her name.
I think it was Montana Fishburne.
Whatever.
Yeah,
that booty looked like Montana, but that's okay. I'm sure she's fine.
No bumps, none of that. Unless asking me like, "What's this bump?" Razor burn. I may or may
right. I mean, because we're human and things happen.
Respectful,
But yeah. As John would say, if it's braille back there, you might have to ask some questions.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, visual
inspection, smell it, and then when you're
clean it yourself if you have to. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Get to the point you're finally ready to get yourself a taste. First,
taste of the booty.
Start off around the outside.
Okay. Okay. Now we're getting into technique. Let me lean in closer so I can. Let me get my notepad out. We're talking about technique.
Scribbles.
Let me type on my notes app. All right. Start on the outer rim Okay,
That's
what's
rim
next?
job. A rim job. Start on the rim.
Hey,
You know,
diggy.
if you
Okay.
a little kinkier, give it a little like bite the booty cheek when you let them know that you're coming in. Bite the booty cheek. Just bite it, lick it. Make sure before you just start putting your tongue in and prodding, lick it. Use the broad part of your tongue. Lick
Okay. Come on, broad strokes.
it. Yes, lick it like you're painting something. I don't know. Just
Okay. Okay. Use your imaginations, listeners, because hopefully y'all not out there painting nothing with your tongue. But
oh,
when
not
we,
not, not that kind of
broad
thing.
strokes, think
No, no
about painting.
painting. No painting for the gays out there. No painting.
No, none of
Just
that kind of painting either. Okay, I just
no,
said give it a hashtag good rinse. So we've gotten past that. We are in a no paint zone.
no.
All right.
And then work your way to the inside.
Okay.
If you when you start pushing your tongue in, don't just prod. Don't poke at it. Like I don't know. Some people just like they push their tongue in like it's a thumb, and I'm like, no, no, just
Right, and to do that darting thing.
yeah, no. That's what I was looking for. Darting. Don't dart your tongue in and out.
Yeah.
No, unless your partner's into that. Some people like it. Some
See, now I've had experiences with darting. However, it is better after your partner has relaxed a little bit and they're a little bit
right,
more.
right.
They're not so tense.
Tense.
It works
Yeah.
better if they're still tense. If you haven't revved them enough, if you haven't revved them up enough to where they're starting to naturally relax, darting is probably not going to be your best bet.
No,
But once they get a
because you know
little
what it
looser,
reminds people of? You know what it reminds people of? It reminds them of when they're turtling, when they have to go to the bathroom, but they can't make it. When they have to, if you're like on your way home and you're like, ooh, ooh. So when you just dart the tongue and out, you don't want to remind someone of that.
wait, what? You know what? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not touching that.
No, don't,
Okay,
don't,
no darting.
no
Okay, what's
darting.
next?
Um,
Unless they like it. I mean, everything is asterisk if unless they like it.
right. This isn't this may not be for everybody, but this is a good general guide.
Right. Unless they
Especially
tell you otherwise type thing.
exactly.
Okay.
And then once you finish your broad strokes and you kind of circle your way from the outside to the inside, and you've gotten nice and relaxed, then you could, put your tongue in. I like to wrap my arms around the thighs and bring the booty to your face. Like wear it like a face mask. Make sure you can breathe. Come up for air every once in a while.
Oh, I mean, a booty is good, but don't sacrifice your life for it.
No, don't suffocate.
Remember
Could
to
you
breathe.
imagine? How did he die? Oh well, he suffocated on what? On what? My booty hole? No, no. Don't
That's
put
when
that
you
on
be
my
like,
coroner's report.
all I would say is, nigga forgot to come up for air. Leave it at that. He forgot to come up for air. I don't know what to
No.
tell you. Okay.
And you can. It's nice. Wear it like a face mask. Pull it close. Grab the booty cheeks if you can. Put your palm it.
If you can, shade.
If there's, because some people they don't have big hands, so there's just not enough ass to palm. So
You know what?
So-
Shout out to everybody with just a handful of ass.
with a cup. If you
I
just got a
know
cup of
your
ass.
struggle.
And shout out to everybody who's a big booty ass having person.
Shout out to y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the big booty people. Some of them, they don't get enough love. They get looked at walking down the street, but they don't get that like good love. Like shout out to the big booty having people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would agree. I think I would add to it's the same thing. If you sucking dick, if you eating ass, act at least like you enjoy it. But it would be better if you actually enjoy it.
If you enjoy it, I mean, it's all about enjoyment of both parties, and also respond to your partner's body language. It's the same thing.
That too.
If
Same
you're
thing.
doing
Same thing.
something that causes them to arch their back inward, like
You on the right track.
yeah, well, is it if they relax their back down, it's just like that deep arch in their back, that's good. But if they start hunching their back like they're a scared cat,
Right.
yeah, don't. Just
That may
ask
not.
them.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to say that because everybody, you never know. But just read the contextual clues around that arch or hunch.
Right.
Because a hunch could mean that, you know, they seeing the light, and
yeah,
seeing the stars. So I wouldn't say arch versus hunch is necessarily a good versus bad thing. And definitely don't be afraid to get in there. Now, once you have inspected, once you have made sure that it's, let me tell you something. Listen, shout out to the niggas that truly enjoy eating booty because, whoo, listen to me, my friends. There is nothing like a nigga putting his whole fucking face
just in the ass.
I mean, licking. I mean, just going the up and down motion. Listen, this dude,
the beard, getting
everything.
Oh,
I mean, going up and down. I mean, I literally have had experiences where dudes have eaten it. Like you know that one gif of that eating contest, and that man ate that whole watermelon in like 3 seconds.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And anybody listening to this, if you've had an experience like that, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, because that shit is magical. Now, usually the niggas that do that be pieces of shit, but that's for another episode. All right,
episode good sex, terrible ass nigga.
Shit, that's every episode. To be shit, either good sex, terrible nigga, or bad sex, terrible nigga, or no sex, terrible nigga. Shit. Going broke for this nigga, terrible nigga. Cooking for this nigga, terrible. You know what? Again, that's a whole nother episode. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up. Any other oral acts other than the big two, slobbing on the knob or booty on the tongue?
I mean,
anything else?
Bring it back to kissing and nipple sucking, ball sucking.
Let's pause. We just came up to a stop sign and we can't roll through because the state trooper is right there on the corner. So the nipples,
it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. However, if you come across somebody and nipples are one of their spots, let me tell you something. And I'm telling on myself, obviously, but it doesn't matter because I'm not out here fucking anybody because I don't like y'all. Maybe for 2018. You know what? I'm not gonna make that promise. Y'all still gonna
2018. Nipple sucking for 2018.
Listen. Whew, I almost said something that I should not have said on the show. Almost got me caught out there.
All right, Khalees, come on.
But I will say this: if you come across someone who enjoys having their nipples played with, sucked, and if they are into some more hardcore stuff and they want you to put a mousetrap on their shit or whatever. My point is, if you come across someone and nipples is their thing, make sure you pay special attention because you will get, if moans and back arching and legs thrashing are something that encourages you, and you come across someone and they let you know, or some kind of way you discover that nipples are their thing, make sure you pay special attention. Like you need to stop and okay.
Yes.
Moving on. Definitely nipple play. And I mean, I guess you could get into some more kinky things, and
that should be part.
The gooch.
It should be part of ass eating, but a lot of people neglect it.
It could be part of ass eating or dick sucking. It just depends on how how committed
and
you
that's
are.
a good transition.
And if the nigga is
clean, you can transition from sucking dick to eating ass. By
absolutely, because let me tell you something. There's been plenty of times where I've seen that dick getting sucked good, and he into it, and them legs, you pop them legs up, and he ain't fighting back. You just dive in and get in how you live.
That's how a lot of these straight dudes get caught up. How they find out they like their ass eaten because they get the dick sucked just real good, and they get moved down to the taint.
That should be involuntary, automatic. All of sudden, them legs start going up like a goddamn garage door.
And next time he's like, is this bitch eating my ass right now?
and I like it.
Right? What is going on?
Okay.
Just
Okay.
having out there
So,
sweating and questioning the sexuality and shit.
right, which you don't need to be questioning your sexuality. If a woman is eating your booty, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing gay about it. And
Unless
I'm
it's
not gonna get
another
into it on
man
this
eating in
episode.
your ass.
Unless it's another man, any sexual act, unless it's another man doing it, it's not gay. Okay, enjoy yourself, niggas. Shit, stop ruining your own good time.
Right?
Worried about what's gay and what's not.
I'm like, why is it if your dude's like, hey, you like getting your ass eaten? I heard that was gay. Number one, be like, why are you worried about what I like to do in the bed?
Number one, you asking me this,
Right?
is suspect. All right, okay.
Why
Anyway,
I don't know. Yes.
I don't know either, but yeah. Okay, so we're going to get into the last segment of the show, and that is the queer query.
Question.
So, first question. What's one piece of advice you have for the younger generation of the LGBT communication? Communication. Wow. Sorry, y'all. The wine is starting to hit me. Community.
Well,
What's your communication to the community? That's what I was trying to say.
for the LGBT communication community, I would like to say, number one, I'm not putting any of my friends on Front Street here, but I have too many young friends coming back HIV positive. And a lot of people, because it's not just HIV, it shows me that people still aren't protecting themselves out there. Mm-hmm. And we have PrEP out there, which is great. PrEP is a wonderful thing for people who love to do all sorts of raw stuff. But STIs and STDs do not care about PrEP. Right. And we have superbugs out there. There's incurable gonorrhea out there. There's resistant syphilis out there that you will have that will ruin your life. And for women, female listeners, there's HPV. That is one of the greatest causes of cervical cancer is HPV. Mm-hmm. And you can't do enough to protect yourself. And if you find a partner that you're comfortable enough with to have condomless sex with, that's great. And just know your risks and always be sure that you get yourselves tested and that that you know your status in all things. Like we've gotten to a point where HIV can be controlled and people can be undetectable and can't pass it on to another person. But there's so many other infections out there that those are things that will alter your life just as much. You have to be really careful out there.
Okay.
And number two, don't get caught up in all this bullshit of how people expect you to act as a member of the LGBT community. Whether they want you to party, whether they want you to say certain words, act a certain way, whether you're quote-unquote femme, quote-unquote mask, all this stuff. People are like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. In the end, it's a whole bunch of bullshit, because if it doesn't affect your wallet and it doesn't affect your livelihood, then it shouldn't affect you.
Okay. I would say to the younger generation of the community, I know that it's difficult and a lot of times you don't want to do that work and you don't want to look at your friends or people surrounding you in a bad light, but know the signs or try to learn the signs. Be very cognizant of toxic relationships around you.
Ooh, yes.
There are a lot of younger people in the community that are surrounded by toxic people, and it may not seem toxic, to you it's just somebody that wants to go out every weekend, and to you that's fun and there's nothing wrong with it. But those are the people who you have to potentially watch. Not necessarily the person who wants to go out every weekend, but the person who wants to go out every weekend but doesn't have the means, and somehow, some way, you seem to always be the one picking up the tab or driving everybody everywhere, and nobody's giving you gas money, and then they want to go to the Waffle House, but they mysteriously don't have any money, so now you done came out of pocket for the whole night. Just be very mindful of situations like that. where you're in toxic friendships, toxic relationships, having toxic people around you. And that can extend to family. Now, there is the caveat that if you're dependent on family, if you're living at home, things of that nature, there's only so much you can do. But if you're not, if it's an aunt that's always talking nuts, or an uncle who always has some slick shit to say, who is living his best shitty life, but feels like he can shit on you, those are the type of situations and relationships that you want to distance yourself from, because this life is hard enough. And then you factor in the way that we love, same gender loving, or however you identify, and it's even harder. We're living in, I would venture to say, perilous times, depending on where you are in this country. These crazy motherfuckers are emboldened by this piece of shit in the White House. So be very mindful of the people that you surround yourself with, because not everybody is your friend. And don't feel like you have to hold on to friendships with people that you don't like, or that you liked at one point and now you don't because they acting crazy, because you feel like if you sever that tie, you're not going to have any friends. Listen, there are tons of us out here. We are everywhere. You just have to maybe put in a little bit of footwork to find us, but don't feel like you have to hold on to unhealthy situations and unhealthy people in your life. Next question. What kind of drunk are you? Happy drunk, flirty, sleepy?
It depends on the
which
liquor.
of the 7 dwarves?
It depends on the liquor.
Oh.
I had to make peace with whiskey because whiskey used to make me an angry drunk.
Ooh.
And now it makes me a happy drunk. And
Come on, Grove.
yes, trust me, I almost sent myself to jail with whiskey. That's a different story for a different day. Yeah, I almost cut somebody. But it is possible to grow and make friends with your booze of choice. I like dark liquor. I like whiskey. And if I was going to continue drinking dark liquor, I had to become friends with it. And then if it's tequila, I'm a very friendly, flirty drunk. Yeah. You'll catch me making nasty eyes at my man out and about if I'm gone off tequila.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you got a little colorism going on with your drunkenness. Okay. I see you. I sees you. Let me think. I haven't been drunk in so long. I think I'm a goofy drunk.
Okay.
Like, I'm giggling, laughing. I can't remember the last time I got drunk. I need to put that on my agenda.
Yeah.
Who out there wants to get sloppy drunk? Hit me up. Hit me up in the Houston area. Let's get sloppy drunk. Okay, last question. What's one of your guilty pleasures?
Ooh. Like, give me, do you want like a dirty guilty pleasure, a food related guilty pleasure, music?
Whatever is your guilty pleasure. Pick one.
Pick one. I have so many. Like, I could say Britney Spears is a guilty pleasure. I love it. Britney Spears is a guilty pleasure. Taco Bell is a guilty pleasure.
Same. I just went to Taco Bell. Shout out to Adrian. Hey, Adrian. And shout out to Taco Bell. Listen, it's a guilty pleasure. I don't know what to tell y'all. Judge me not. All right? Just know that if I decide to partake in Taco Bell, I'm not inviting you over that night.
No.
And maybe not the next night, depending on what's going on.
If you go out to Taco Bell with somebody, don't plan on eating their booty hole that night. No.
And don't think that you're going to hurry up and slide in them guts before they process that shitty food. All right? Because you're going to get caught out there. You're going to be upset when you have a Picasso situation going on, and you're going to be mad at the world. You're going to be up the fuck set thinking that you can move quick enough.
No.
All right? No. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. That's all I'm saying. Oh, my God. I don't know what the hell we're talking about. This has been...
lay a towel down. No.
Abso-fucking-lutely not. Are you...
I know those people. I'll lay a towel down. It'll be okay. No, it won't.
No.
No. Shout out to Taco Bell.
No. Shout out to Taco Bell, and shout out to knowing not to bottom after Taco Bell.
Thank you.
Amen.
Crazy.
Okay, so I think that is going to wrap up this freaky deaky episode of Gayside Stories.
Thank you.
Please tell the people where they can find you.
If you see me on Twitter at Brosninja, people think it's Brosninja because people don't know my name. I'm gonna say my government right now, but it's Brosninja, Brosninja, and it's close to my government name, but it's okay. Yeah, find me there, please, on Instagram, Brozno Pierce, because I'm named after that man Pierce. And
okay, I'm gonna put that in the show notes.
Cool.
So people can find you. Speaking of finding, you guys, find everything related to Gayside Stories at GaysideStories.com. Email me at GaysideStories@gmail.com if you want to talk, you want to collab, you have some ideas. I want to hear from you guys. Follow and interact on social media, like the Facebook page, leave comments on SoundCloud, tweet me as you're listening. If you have time, or if you like the show, you like me, go over to Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave a 5-star rating or review. Helps with the visibility. Make sure you're sharing this podcast with others. A special thank you and shout out to everyone who retweets, reposts on Instagram, shares on Facebook, whatever you do to share this show with other people. I appreciate you. If you're not sharing this show with others, what's wrong with you? What's the problem? What the problem is? Share this show with people that you like. All right, help me get the word out. We have fun over here. Check out the Sounds of the Stories playlist. Some good stuff on there. Shout out to Chartreuse Disaster for keeping that updated. Check out the pod panel, of which I am a member. Links will be in the show notes. Again, thank you guys for listening to this show. There are so many podcasts out there for everyone. Whatever you're into, there's a podcast, and y'all are into this, and I appreciate y'all. I thank you. And as always, make sure that you guys are doing what? Protecting those walls. And I'm going to add, make sure you are rinsing those walls. I cannot stress it enough. Rinse those walls. All right. It just feels good. Like when a nigga is about to go down and chomp and move them walls around, it feels good when they're clean. All right. Rinse it out. Hashtag a good rinse. And we are out. Bye, guys.
Bye.